Hi everybody, welcome back to Movie Related. Well, we went and saw Venom in the theaters, and lo and behold, there was another movie that came out that I didn't even know was being released. Dear Evan Hansen. And a big surprise, it's a musical. Had no idea. We did see the trailer, still had no idea it was a musical. Let's see, did we like Dear Evan Hansen? Okay, so this movie is actually based on a Broadway musical. Mm-hmm. Didn't know that.
And when we say musical, it's you have lots of movie and then a song happens.
Yes.
And then lots of movie and then a song happens.
The director of this movie, I think, did The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is another movie about, not fitting in and stuff like that. This is basically the story of an awkward high schooler who...
High schooler.
He is a high schooler.
High schooler.
Yeah, he's 27 in real life.
He looks like he's
yeah.
He looks like he's a 30-year-old.
He's 27 in real life. His friend, his family friend, is also 27. But either way, he is awkward, social. It doesn't get along. He sits by himself. He's very quiet. He's on medication. That kind of personality.
Just mental illness.
Yes.
All around.
And he has to write these letters to himself that his psychiatrist says helps work through problems.
Right.
He starts to write a letter to himself. Another kid sees the letter and keeps it. Next thing you know, that kid commits suicide, and everyone thinks that he was writing the letter to
The main character.
Eric Hansen.
Evan
Hansen. See, I did it again. Evan Hansen. And Evan at first was going to tell them, no, that's not exactly what happened, but he saw how important it was to the parents and the family and started to go along with the lie.
And it goes with his own sort of issues that he just wants to be, he wants people to see him. He wants people to be accepting of him. Right. But he doesn't know how to do that.
Yeah. So that's basically the movie. Now, very deep topics. This was not a lighthearted romp. Yeah. This isn't The Greatest Showman, right?
Right.
This isn't that. This is every song is pretty. I'm not feeling well. I might kill myself. I'm sad kind of story.
Like, I'll be the first one to say, I'm like, and I get these are sensitive subjects.
Yes.
But I am so mental illness out because it's everywhere. It's everywhere, and it's just one of those things that it's not going to go away ever. And I just want to forget about it. Like, I just want to not have that encompassing my entertainment.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You don't have to watch this movie.
No, you don't. And I'm sure that this movie will probably, hit home for a lot of people.
This movie is not going to appeal to everyone.
No.
It has, currently on IMDb, it has a 6 out of 10 rating. Okay? This movie is exactly the movie for people who are experiencing this.
Yes.
Okay? People who know someone or
maybe
or are. This movie is 100% for them, and it is almost like therapy.
Yeah, this isn't made for the general audience. It's yes.
Yes.
Well, he sort of infiltrates this family, right? And becomes someone who they can get to know their son a little better through, even though he didn't know this kid from a hole in the ground. But there was really no repercussions. There was, right? There was no, he even once he got caught at the end, nothing bad happened. It's just he basically, what he was doing was a crime. That was not a good thing to do.
Nothing he did was a crime.
It was okay, immoral.
Depends on your point of view.
Well, okay.
Was he trying to help the family? and thinking this was going to help them because the mother was crying in the office and things like that?
No, that was not his goal at all.
No, okay. See, this is the main gripe I have with the movie. First of all, this movie, for me, this movie was a 10 out of 10. Yeah, this was a very, very good movie. Should win awards. The gripe I have with this movie is it starts off with him kind of being forced into a corner where the family is asking for his experience with their departed son. And he feels that in order to keep them from breaking down and to make them happy, he goes along with their little illusion.
Yes.
But when everything comes to the fore and they realize that he wasn't friends with their son, then all of a sudden it was, oh, I did it because I wanted to feel like I had a family and you guys fit the bill. That wasn't why he did it in the first place.
No.
Maybe he had those feelings as it was going along, but that wasn't his goal.
Or at least they didn't show that.
Well, he started, wanted to have a family. He started a romance with the guy's sister. And quite honestly, I didn't like...
Although they did set that up that he has been looking at her
Yes.
from afar even before this all happened.
Sure. But...
And he didn't move in on her. She came to him.
Yes.
And
'cause-
said, despite everything else, despite my brother, let's just stop talking about that. I like you for you.
Okay. The parents of Connor. I didn't... Like, they got over his death real easily. Like, real quick. I didn't see any grieving at
Huh?
all. I didn't see it at all.
I don't even think you watched this movie.
No,
No.
I don't-
I watched it, but, like, they were... Oh, come on over for dinner. Like, they... No, that's... They were too happy. I didn't see any grieving
I didn't
at
see
all.
any happiness in any of the
Well,
scenes.
okay, so the family starts off, they're a broken family because they're dealing with this son who has these mental issues. And it's very difficult for them to go through life with a son like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've been torn apart relationship-wise.
Even-
Because it's so difficult.
Even the daughter says that the kid was not a good kid. Her brother is not a good brother. He was a bad brother, etc.
Yeah.
Now they have...
I think probably the best acting that I saw was from the sister.
And the sister was the youngest daughter on Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Okay, she was good. But then Evan comes along and starts telling them all these things about their son that they didn't know. And now they feel like they start to know their son. They get this healing happening. They come together. They're a family now because, oh, I love my son, remember this, oh, blah, blah, blah. And the family is healing again. The daughter gets happy. So what happens when they find out it wasn't all true? They break apart again.
Yeah.
Because they go back into their life was terrible and we're right back where we started. All the healing disappears.
Like, I did not dislike the movie. Like, I thought it was an okay movie. I don't think it was a 10 out of 10 by any means. But it wasn't believable for me. Like, I couldn't put myself in it.
I think, like what I said, the target audience,
Is not the regular person.
yeah, this is not a mainstream movie. The target audience is going to latch onto this and they're going to relate like nobody else can. And like you might be tired of hearing about mental illness and government programs for mental illness, but it's a thing.
Oh, I know it's a thing.
And this movie taps into that. And where the people can't kind of talk to other people about it, like this family, they can't talk to other people about their disastrous son. But they can watch this movie and know that, wow, other people are feeling the same thing, the exact same thing.
And they did a good job of showing that there's different people that are going through it, even though they don't look like they're going through it, like the popular girl. The one thing I thought that this movie would have been better, like as a Broadway show, a musical kind of makes sense, right? When you're watching, it's more action, you can do the songs. In a movie, I think this movie would, if you took out all the songs and just left the one song when he's on stage, when he's trying to do a speech, and then he just kind of breaks out into song, that would be a reason that people, oh my God, what's happening? And would start filming it and putting it up on YouTube because it's out of the ordinary. But they make like it when they're doing all these other songs and walking through school and just singing when no one's paying attention to it. It takes away from that dramatic moment, because that dramatic moment is he is trying to do a speech and breaks into song in real life.
Yeah, but that's the first time that people are paying attention to him.
But I'm just saying, if that would have been the only song in the movie and the rest was just a dramatic movie, it might have had more of an impact to me as a movie.
I think it still would have worked.
Yeah.
But I thought all the musical numbers in this were fantastic.
I think if they did it your way, that one song would have seemed extremely out of place. Like, it has to be a musical in order for you to be able to take that and watch it without thinking, well, that's dumb.
Not if you had his, like, you see him, he has music in his room, and that's something that he takes comfort in. If that's his release, is writing songs and things like that, and then he breaks into song to get out his emotions, that would be his release. That would have worked. And that would have made it a huge dramatic moment. And hey, that's why they're all filming it. Like, all of a sudden, like, all the other dance numbers that are going on and everything, no one's filming it, no one's paying attention to it.
But think of how slow and draggy the movie would have felt without those musical numbers throughout.
No, because...
Only you.
Oh, I thought the musical numbers were taking away... Like, some of them went on too long, like the opening song, when he's just walking through, and I said, okay, it's about over. And then it goes into a whole other... Like, it went on and on and on. Where this could have been just a huge dramatic moment. And that's what I thought it would have been. It didn't need to be... This is a musical with no fun songs. It's all depression songs. And that... Like, I won't buy the soundtrack. No matter how well it was sung, this is not a soundtrack I would ever buy.
No.
Let's listen to this in the car, everybody. You know, not gonna work. Not gonna work. Right? So that was my only big thing. I think as a movie with dialogue, and then that one moment would have made it really good. See, I should have been a director, because I would have made this movie a success. Okay, so Mark had to leave because he's an idiot. So you were meant to. Well, Mark left. Obviously, Mark was not a big fan of the movie.
Yeah.
I had some issues with it, some of the songs, that kind of thing. I still think it would have been better as just a regular movie and not a musical. You love the movie?
Yeah.
So what would you give it?
It's a 10 out of 10. For people who this movie is targeted to, this is a 10 out of 10. You like dramas and you're okay with heavy-hitting topics? Perfect. If you're going through this or know somebody who's going through this, it's a 10 out of 10.
See, I'll give it a 7. Like I said, I wish it would have been more of a dramatic movie without the musical. The music is good, well sung and everything. The acting, like Julianne Moore is in it.
Amy Adams?
Amy Adams is in it. It's like good acting.
Even Ben Platt, who's the star kid. At first you think, well, can this guy even sing? But his song style and his voice are so appropriate that it just works.
Yeah, well, he actually played this on Broadway. That's him.
So, not the typical singing voice, but so good.
But it works.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm giving it a 7. But be warned, it is a very heavy topic. If you're an emotional person, you could break down watching this. There's a lot of emotional scenes. But it was an okay movie. I don't know how well it's going to do, but it could be up for some awards, maybe some best songs, possibly. But I don't think it will win any of the best songs.
This is a tissue movie, not a popcorn movie.
That's right. And it's not for everybody. And if you're thinking musical, happy-go-lucky, it's definitely not that.
Not date night.
No. So there. I hope you stuck around for the 25 minutes that this review went off on about Mark's issues. We may have to edit this really a lot. And until next time, we'll see you on the channel.